Hey guys, it's Jessica and I'm so excited. The Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale is here, depending on when you're watching this. But I figure even if this is like way past the sale and it's already over with, this is 2018 by the way, I wanted to at least be able to give recommendations enough so that you can see like, okay, even if the sale's over, is this still worth buying? Does that make sense? So it's not only for the sale, but just really some of my favorite products that Ulta sells that just happen to be a part of this sale, but might still be worth buying even if it's not on sale. Okay, not sure if that made sense. I just want to remind you, use Ebates if you have it. It's free. No, it's not sponsored or anything like that. But like the day I'm filming this, I literally just noticed Sephora is 8% cash back. I'm like, ooh. So I pulled up Sephora and I'm clicking around and I'm like, no, Jessica, you're not allowed to buy anything right now. You are about to buy things for 3 weeks on Ulta's website. You're not buying anything at Sephora. So I stopped myself, but Ulta's usually around like 3, 4, 5% cash back. I don't know how much it will be throughout the sale. I don't know if they'll increase it because of that, but basically you literally have an account and you go to Ebates first, go to Ulta's website through Ebates. That's it, and then it tracks whatever you buy. So if you spend $100, you're gonna get $5 back if it's 5% cash back. So it's something that sounds kind of like, that can't be real. It really is. It's so easy. They pay you through PayPal like 4 times a year. I think you can also get a paper check if you want. But anyway, I love it. I use it every single time, and I have a little browser button so it tells me because otherwise I won't remember. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about it, but I wouldn't feel right not mentioning it because I know so many of you guys use it too and you love it. Hope you subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy this style. Let's go ahead and get into it. So I'm staring at my laptop here, and I'm just gonna go in order of days. So Sunday, March 18th, they have the Lorac Pro Palette 3 for $22. Now, I recently decluttered this palette. It was fine. Most of the shadows were incredible. I just never reached for it. But if you look at these shadows and you think, dude, that's totally something I would reach for, it might be worth it because, are you kidding me, $22? Like that's getting close to drugstore prices, and that's gonna be the case for a lot of this stuff, and that's why it's so exciting. But it's regularly $44. It really is beautiful. I remember there was one shade in it that was like, ugh, but every other shade was absolutely stunning. The shimmers were beautiful. The mattes were beautiful. So it's worth buying if that is your cup of tea. I'm not gonna talk about every single product because this video would be 1,000 years long. I'm just gonna talk about the ones I either feel really strongly about, that I love them, or that I really don't like them. And I'm also gonna share products that I myself am going to purchase. So by the way, I had mentioned on Snapchat, like, oh man, it stinks because, you know, all of these are separate days that you have to buy these, and if you're buying them online, you're gonna have to pay for shipping every time. But then so many of you guys were like, dude, no, if you're platinum, it's free shipping for these items. And I'm like, so I'm like, that is so exciting. And I think I'm platinum. I have to be, right? Ulta's reward system I've heard is amazing, but I really haven't delved into it. Like, I'm so used to Sephora's, which is not really that great. So I really need to like learn more about Ulta's because I know I'm earning rewards and I'll use them from time to time. But anyway, so March 19th, they have the Origins Ginseng Tinted Moisturizer. This is not a high coverage moisturizer. It really is like a moisturizer with a tiny bit of tint. So for me, I was all excited because I'd heard other YouTubers years ago talk about it. So when I tried it, I thought this is gonna be amazing. It really wasn't. It provided essentially no coverage, so I couldn't, for me, I didn't want to wear just that. I wanted more coverage than that. But if you're really low key and you don't really care about coverage, but you want some SPF, you maybe want a little bit of a tint, you might really like it. Next day, Tuesday, March 20th, they have this Pure Pressed Mineral Foundation for 50% off. I didn't like this stuff. It was really patchy on my skin, but I know there are other YouTubers that love it. Now, I think the YouTubers that love it tend to really like super matte skin. So if that's you, then you might really like this. If you're more like me and you like a little bit more glow, I don't know that you'll like it because I really didn't. Okay, one of the most exciting ones is one of my favorite eyeshadow palettes of the year that I've discovered. It's from the brand Persona. It's 50% off, so it's now gonna be $16 instead of $32. And it's their Identity eyeshadow palette. I love this palette so much. Let me grab mine. It's just so pretty. Like the shimmers in it are gorgeous. The mattes are gorgeous. They all blend so beautifully. I can do so many different kinds of looks with it. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? So, ooh, I need something to wipe off swatches. So in my opinion, probably the most exciting thing that I saw on sale, that if you don't own this, you will love it. I love it so, so, so much. Way more than I ever thought I would. Now, something that I'm gonna personally buy on this day is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. It's $16 instead of $32. I think I used to have it and I decluttered it. And I hadn't even used it, but I was like, I don't really want a primer water. But now I've heard so many people talk so highly of it. I'm like, dang it. So I figure while it's only $16, I think I'm going to try that. And now you don't have to use it just as primer. You can use it to set your makeup and refresh your makeup too. Thursday, March 22nd, another favorite of mine, the Buxom full-on lip creams. They're 50% off, so they're only 10 bucks. The most famous shade they have is White Russian. It's very kind of a Kim Kardashian kind of a shade. These have a tingle that kind of plumps your lips, very minty. I don't mind the feel, but I know some people do. There's definitely a strong scent to them. It's kind of minty, but it's almost like coffee cake. That's really more of a smell that I get from it. But I really like it. I own quite a few of them. I love all of them. So this is one in Sandy, and it's one of my favorites. It's a very everyday color. You know, it's just a gloss. It doesn't have a ton of pigment to it. I know some of their deeper ones do though, so something to keep in mind, but I really, really like these. And then they have the Clarisonic. I love my Clarisonic so much. Now, I've been using my Clarisonic more for even just blending in my foundation with the foundation brush head, but I also use it for cleansing my skin. I've been using that and something else I'll talk about in a future video. But this is a really good deal. It's still expensive. The sale price is $119, but the original price is $169. So if you've been thinking about getting it, honestly, that's a pretty stellar deal for that. I don't know how much better of a deal you're gonna get on that. So, I mean, it cleans your face really, really well. It really does. Then once you own that, if you wanted to buy the foundation brush head, I'll use the foundation brush head to blend in like contour, bronzer, like cream ones. I love it. The next day, they have some eyeshadow singles from Urban Decay for 50% off. I don't know that I really own. I have owned some in the past. Urban Decay's eyeshadows are amazing. So if there's like one single shadow or maybe even a handful of them that you just love, then it's probably worth it. Like one of my favorite Urban Decay shadows is Half Baked. It's a really pretty gold. And I have it like in my naked palettes, but like if I ever wanted it to travel with, it'd be nice to have a separate one, right? So that's something to keep in mind if there's like a single shadow that you know you would travel with a lot or you'd like it to be more portable, that'd be a good way to do that. And then I'm interested in the Velour Lashes. I've never tried them. And so they're 50% off. So it's a price range. It's anywhere from $7 to $14 instead of $14 to $29. Another favorite is on sale the next day. So now we're on Saturday, March 24th. It is the Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Liner, one of my favorites. It's only $11 instead of $22. Now, I also love my NYX Epic Ink Liner, and that's kind of replaced it, and I think it's better. But I still think the Stila ones are amazing. So if you've been dying to try, or maybe you already love them, $11 is a really good deal. It might be worth buying like more than one of them. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna tell you one to avoid. This is on Sunday, March 2nd. It's the IT Cosmetics Confidence in a Compact, like cream foundation stuff. I tried applying that stuff every way I can think of. Brush, sponge, fingers, the little, I think it came with the sponge too. It did not make any sense. I don't know how anyone has made this thing work. So it says it's a super moisturizer, but it's got color to it. It looked horrible. I mean, I literally could not figure out how to spread it across my face in the right way where it looked good. So I would personally avoid. They have, and I've not tried this particular brush. Maybe I'll buy it. It brushes for Ulta. It's an IT Cosmetics brush. Their brushes are amazing. Some of my favorite brushes are their face brushes, and it's only $11. It's a foundation one, so I'm personally thinking about getting that one. And then a platinum perk for that day, so if you're platinum, you can get it, or diamond, I'm sure. They have 50% off the Professional from Benefit. It's 15 bucks. I like that. I think you'll like it more if you have more oily skin. I've got more dry skin, so I don't, it's a good primer, but I don't use it all the time because I just don't really have the need for it. Another one I'm buying. I need to make my own list. I really do, with like reminders on my phone so I don't forget to buy them. But they're doing 50% off the Becca primers. So I freaking love the backlight priming filter, and it will only be $19 instead of $38. Oh my gosh, it's such a, let me grab it because I've got it right here. I've used probably about half of it already, which is crazy because I have a lot of primers. But it's a very, not shimmery, glowy kind of a primer. I put it all over my face and then I put foundation on top, and it just, I don't think this increases the wear time necessarily of my foundation, but it makes it look so nice. So even when it's a really high coverage drying foundation, it makes my skin still look like it's kind of glowing from within, which is the look I personally like. But it doesn't look oily if you're putting on like a foundation on top. But the one I'm gonna buy that I don't own yet is the First Light Priming Filter. I've almost bought this like 10 times, and I'm so glad I haven't bought the full size because I have like a little trial size, because now it's gonna be 19 bucks. So that is definitely what I'm getting. And I think I'm also that same day gonna buy the Lancome Hypnose Drama Mascara. This is a cult classic. I haven't tried it in years. It was one of the very first expensive purchases I ever made. I remember where I was living at the time. I remember I had just gotten into watching YouTube videos and I bought this, and it was such a big deal because I had like no money, and it's just like nostalgic, and I don't remember how much I loved it. So I want to buy that again. It'll be $13.75 instead of $27.50. Whew, that's expensive. So on Tuesday, March 20th, they have the Lorac Pro Contour Palette. I have not owned this, but I've heard amazing things. I just don't need any more contour palettes. So this is one I'm gonna pass on only because I know I don't need it. But it's 20 bucks instead of 45. If you are in need of a contour palette, I've heard it is amazing. It's got, you know, it's all matte. It's got a gray tone one, a much deeper, and then it's got more of a bronzy, warmer bronzer, and then it's got some lighter colors, more of a banana powder, a more ivory powder, and a more beige powder. So I think it'd be worth it if you're in need of it. One thing I'm just interested in is the Kapari Coconut Melt. I love the Kapari Coconut Lip, like gloss kind of stuff. And this is, it says it's 100% organic coconut oil used in 8 ways to treat your hair, body, and skin. I'm just intrigued. It's 14 bucks instead of 28, so I might also buy that. The next day is Wednesday, March 28th. They have these, I'm not really excited about anything this day. The 50% off Bare Minerals 5-in-1 cream eyeshadows. I've had those. They were okay. They weren't bad, but it was nothing that I felt that strongly about, and I've since decluttered them. So I felt they were good, but I just didn't really care about them. Thursday, March 29th, they have the Roller Lash, if you like that. The Roller Lash Mascara is very, very good at defining your lashes and separating them and curling them. But for me, it didn't add enough volume, so I didn't love it. But I still thought it was a great mascara. And you have to know yourself, like, what do you look for in a mascara? Because it was very defining and very curling. And then there's the little full exposure travel palette I've had my eye on for a while because it's so cute and little. It's from Smashbox, and that will be $12.50 instead of 25 bucks. It's got 4 mattes, 4 shimmers, and I don't need it, but kind of part of me is like, maybe I buy it anyway. Maybe I buy it anyway. Friday, March 30th. Oh, the Too Faced Melted Matte lipsticks. If you're into long wear drying lip creams, I mean, they're beautiful colors, but they definitely dry down like all liquid lipsticks do. And then eventually they look dry. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. I'm not a big fan of that formula anymore. I'm just moving beyond it. But $10.50 instead of $21 is really, really good if you've had your eyes on it. The next day they have the Anasazi Brow Wiz pencil for $10.50. I know this is the time of year that people that love the Brow Wiz will buy like 5 of them for the year or 6 of them for the year and spend like 60 bucks instead of what's 21 times 6? Like 120. That would be double, duh, because it's about half. Anyway, so I mean, you save a ton of money, but if you've never even tried it, it really is a nice pencil. It's got a very, very fine tip, has a nice spoolie on the end. I end up using thicker brow pencils just because it's quicker in the morning. But that one, it's really small, but it does blend into it beautifully. And every time I pull mine out and use it, I'm like, oh yeah, like it really is nice. So moving into April, they have the Dose of Colors Marvelous Mauves eyeshadow palette. Hold on, friends. Now I've tried this. And in recent videos, I've been wearing this, so that like kind of pinky purpley look on my eyes is this palette that you've seen in some recent videos. It's nice. I think I've decided that these darker colors in this palette just don't blend as well. And as I read through your guys' comments about my frustration with getting ready with this, a lot of you guys said, no, seriously, I feel like the darker colors in that palette just don't blend as well as like the lighter ones. And so a lot of you guys have recommended the other Dose of Colors palettes, like the browns one is one that I've got my eyes on, but this is only 16 bucks on that day. So if these colors totally speak to you, go for it. But it's just something that I think, you know, I might get some more use out of these lighter colors, but that's about it. Something I'm thinking about though is the 50% off Bare Minerals foundation primers. They have a few different ones. So they'll be anywhere from like $12 to $13 instead of $25 to $27. So that's something I'm thinking about because I see they have one that's called Good Hydrations, like good vibration. So I'm thinking about getting that one just because I feel like I haven't tried enough Bare Minerals primers, but I'm gonna think about it. Next day, they have the Butter London Glaze and Lip Glaze, but they also have their eye glosses. Let me show you. I love their eye glosses. These will be like around $9.50 to $12 depending. These are gorgeous. So I have the shade Moonshine, which is, I mean, these are literally look like pudding, but then you just kind of spread it across your eye. Moonshine is a really pretty, it's got glitter in it for sure, but the glitter kind of stays put because it's in this formula. Kind of a grayish color. And then this other one I really like is Icing. And this is more of a kind of rose gold bronze color. They are freaking gorgeous. So for these to be around $10, totally worth it. I don't think you need every single one, but if you found one shade that you really, really like, I'd say go for it. I think out of these two, I like Icing better. But they stay on really well because they dry down and then they're really hard to get off. Like I already can barely get them off. I've tried the IT Cosmetics Confidence in Your Glow Heavenly Skin One Sweep Wonder. It's got this brush. It also has the actual like product, the blush kind of product. The brush I did like. It was very seamless. Now I didn't just sweep it on in one sweep. I actually used it sideways and just kind of blend it that way. And it did look a little more diffused, which I did like. So the brush was cool. I didn't feel like it was worth the price. Now, of course, with it being half off, I don't know which one. It says now $16 to $24. It doesn't say which one. Like which product is which. But then the other product, the actual like highlight blush bronze, it was all right. I just mixed it all together and it was just fine. Like it wasn't bad. So if you're really, really dying to try it, but it wasn't anything that I felt like so strongly about. Again, I've already decluttered them. Oh my gosh. One of my least favorite foundations from Buxom. It's 50% off, so it'll only be 17 bucks instead of 34. It's their Show Some Skin. It's some other people's holy grails. From what I had heard, it's a weightless foundation. I had heard it was really good for dry skin. So I tried it on and I couldn't get it to like stay. It was the weirdest thing. Like I couldn't get it to stay long enough to even set it. It was like it would just rub all over. I tried it with my fingers, with a brush, with a sponge, and it just like kind of rubbed around and it never stayed. I tried it with many different primers. I tried it without primer. I don't know. I just had the weirdest experience with it. So if you love it, let us know below, because if someone, I don't want to deter someone that maybe really, really likes it or thinks they will, but it was just odd. I got rid of that one too. I feel like I'm getting negative. I need to like tone it down, but I'm trying to be honest with you guys. One thing I'm going to buy is the Dermablend Loose Setting Powder. It'll be $13.50 instead of $27. I've heard really good things about this Dermablend powder, and I really have not heard anything else about Dermablend at all. But the powder is the one thing I hear about. So that's why I'm wanting to try it and see what the hype is there. And then they also have 50% off the Cargo Swimmables. So like I want to get another Cargo blush because I know their blushes freaking don't budge. I used to have one a long time ago and I think I had a bronzer too, and they really stay put like all day long. It's crazy. I would recommend the Eyeshadow Primer Potion from Urban Decay. It's been a cult classic for a long time. It's $11 or $12 depending, I'm sure, on what shade you get. I just use the original. I really like it. I've heard good things about the anti-aging one too. So that's one that I'm personally thinking about giving a try. I don't know if that's one of the ones. Oh, there's the one in Eden too, so it's like a little bit of a color to it. So that's a pretty darn good deal for the full size of that. One thing I'm pretty sure I'm going to buy is the Estee Lauder Double Wear Flawless Wear Concealer. It'll be $14 instead of $28. And I really have been enjoying their new nude foundation. And so I'm like, I want to try the concealer. I've heard good things about it. So that's something on my radar that I'm pretty sure I'm going to buy too. Then another thing I'm for sure going to buy is the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus. This is 13 bucks instead of 26 for the full size. Right now I just have a small size that it's just about used up. And I love it. It just takes your powder on your face, and when you spray it everywhere, it just melts it in. So it stays all day, but it doesn't look super cakey or dry. I mean, it is like a miracle worker. I fly through that stuff. Those are all of the deals that kind of stood out to me. There are obviously more. I will link just their regular 21 days little like ad. They have a bunch of buy 3 get 1 free of like these minis that you can do. They also have this hot buys section, and I will link the link just to this section of their kind of online catalog. And these are products that are basically on sale every day. All those other products were on sale on just one day, so you have to buy it that day if you want it in store online. These are on sale the whole sale. So one thing I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get is the Tarte Ready Set Radiant Skin Mist. It's gonna be 15 bucks instead of 25 for the full size. And it's just kind of a more radiant kind of a skin mist, and I'm really into that right now. And I have a little trial and I did like it. So I wanna get that. They also have the Cover FX Anti-Aging Primer. I freaking love my Cover FX, not the blurring primer, the calming primer. It's one of my favorite primers of all time. And they're regularly 38 bucks. So I think $22 is a good deal for it. And anti-aging, I'm like, I mean, I'm gonna be 30 next year. Like, let's get this train rolling. So that's something I'm thinking about picking up. The Butter London Glaze and Blush Gelées are gonna be $15. I would stay away. I've used them in a video, but my idiot self used them on top of powder, so of course it looked crazy. But then I used them the next day the right way, not on top of powder, and it still looked terrible. So it just, I couldn't get it even, and it just did not look good. It was a cool look to the product, cool idea, but in actuality, it just didn't work. They have these Smashbox Always Sharp eyeliners that I have heard really good things about, and they're 12 bucks during the sale. So I'm thinking about just getting a black or maybe a brown in that. And they also have the Shiseido eyelash curler for 15 bucks. That is a cult favorite, and I've not tried it yet. So that's another one I've got my eye on. Oh, Jessica, you're gonna end up buying way too much. So those are all of my recommendations, products I've tried, products I'm planning to buy myself, and then products that I really think you might want to think about staying away from if you're, I tried to explain it as best as I could. But if you're interested in any of these, I will link all of them below if I can, as well as the online ads, like I said, so you can check it out for yourself, because there's a lot more than what I mentioned, a lot more. So other than that, I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.